Magic Mike, directed by Steven Soderbergh, starring Channing Tatum and Matthew McConaughey. It's a film about male strippers, and it was partly based on Tatum's own experiences before he got his start as an actor. It was also financed from his and Soderbergh's own pockets, had a budget of $6.5 million and ended up making $167 million. And of course, at least part of the draw at the time was Tatum himself, who at the time was mostly known as, the beautiful boy, teenage heartthrob, and a dancer like Step Up and movies like that. And I think a lot of people expected more of the same, but this film was really the first to show he does have some acting chops and led to him landing roles in much more serious, much better movies like Foxcatcher or Hateful Eight or Logan Lucky. So the story centers around two characters. Tatum plays Mike, who lives in Tampa, Florida. He's kind of all over the place in regards to his life, has several different jobs, including the stripping and the construction job as well. But he's really trying to get back on track. He's saving up to become a custom furniture maker, which is a hobby of his. One day he meets Adam, this younger kid who is much more of a mess. He can't hold a job to save his life, lives with his sister Brooke, no plans for life whatsoever. Mike ends up introducing him to the world of male stripping, which turns out to be not only pretty fun, but also financially rewarding. The two of them become friends and hang out more and more, but Mike also gets smitten by the sister, Brooke, and as much as there is definitely, chemistry between them, Brooke does not approve of that lifestyle. You can see that while she respects Mike's skills as a dancer, it's something that she cannot fully accept in the long run, which means a conflict for Mike, the choice between a possible serious relationship and pursuing a larger career in the stripping business by moving to Miami with his boss. So yes, there is a lot of what you would expect by looking at the poster, which is stripping and dancing and steamy hot guys. Definitely, the movie embraces that part of its subject matter and provides a lot of eye candy for the ladies. But as goofy and comedic as it sometimes can be about this stuff, I think it also has a surprising amount of looking at it more seriously, exploring the upsides and downsides of being a stripper, the realities of such life, without really looking down upon it. I think it's an interesting flip also because I know many stories featuring women who are in like similar positions, who are strippers or even prostitutes, and they are explored as sort of real full characters, not defined by that job, even though that aspect is also explored in some of those stories. But I think this is the first one ever where it's swapped out for a man in that sort of situation. I think it's well acted. Tatum is very believable in the role, which is no surprise really, knowing that he did that stuff in real life, and is also certainly a very capable dancer and physical performer. Matthew McConaughey is extremely entertaining as usual in his role as the boss. He's the perfect mixture of craziness, egoism, and narcissism, this vibrant charisma, but also a certain amount of scummy behavior. I think it's also pretty amazing how true the film appears despite the low budget. Although, come to think of it, a strip club and props for strippers can't really be that expensive, so that makes sense. I didn't particularly enjoy the cinematography. There's this strong yellow tint applied to the camera, which was meant to give the Florida exteriors this warm summer feel. And I think it's overdone and just a bit too much unrestrained. Fortunately, it does not apply to any of the scenes happening inside the club or other buildings, so there is some balance to that. So I have to say it's a pretty good film overall. I think it does have the surface level elements, which I think made a lot of the, especially male audiences, scoff at it and just reject it outright. But it also has depth and is an interesting exploration of a very specific lifestyle that does not get a lot of spotlight in storytelling usually. And even though the ending is a bit cheesy and I wish the final scene was shorter and less obvious, I would be lying if I said I didn't appreciate the movie just because of it. Solid stuff.